Hello everybody, this is Sean, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some homemade pita bread. They might not all be perfectly round, but they were all made by me, and they're all perfectly delicious, and they're going to go great with my dinner later. Anyway, stick around, because here comes the ingredients, and after that, you'll know how to make these. We'll be using relatively few ingredients today, because this is a simple recipe for once. It uses a cup of warm water. We'll need 2 teaspoons of yeast, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2½ cups of flour, plus another ½ cup reserved for kneading if you end up needing it. The first step, as always, is going to be to take our cup of water, get it up into the bowl, and then I'll add my 2 teaspoons of yeast to that and let it sit for about 15 minutes. And I'll see you in 15 minutes. Now that our yeast has rested for 15 minutes and is alive and well, it's time to add in our other ingredients. If you're using oil, this is the time for you to pour it in. So I've gone and added that. I've put my salt in with my flour to make life easy on me. And I'll pour those in too. Rise it into position. And then I'm going to mix until it forms a shaggy dough. If you're doing it by hand, it takes however long it takes you. If you're doing it in a mixer, usually it's about a minute. I'm going to start on speed 1, then move up to speed 2. After that, you want to knead the dough until it's smooth and elastic. We can do that in here as well. Once the dough starts pulling away from the sides, that's when your first step is stopped. Then you kind of just leave it going on speed 2 and kneading until it looks smooth and elastic. And then we're ready to go, and we will put it to the side and let it rise. So I'm going to start my mixer now. It's been about a minute, and this is what I would classify as a shaggy dough. Now I'm going to let it go for another 2 minutes until it's all kneaded and good. After 2 minutes, the mixer is fighting with it more. And you can see it's kind of tough. The glutens have been worked really well. It's very elastic. It stretches. It springs back a little. This could probably be worked for another little bit, but it's almost where we need it to be. There we go. Give it another little beating just to make sure that it's nice and tough. This is ready to go. Now we clean out this bowl, oil it, move this around so that it gets all coated in oil, and then we let it sit for 1 to 2 hours until it doubles in bulk. And from there we'll be ready to split it and go. So until then, I will see you later. Now that it's been 2 hours, the dough has doubled in bulk. What we're going to want to do here now is gently deflate this as you turn it out and lose all that air that's in there. Now we're going to take this and get ourselves 8 portions of it. Just 2. And our oven is ready because we preheated it to 450 degrees right before starting this process. Okay, now that we have these all into 8 roughly equal balls, we give them each a little roll, flatten them into discs. This just gives us a start for when we're rolling them out to make them into pita bread. We have a baking sheet inside the oven, by the way, so that when you put them down, it's going onto a hot surface. This helps them puff up and gets that crispiness that you want on the outside of a pita bread. When you do them in the oven, they do turn out softer than when you do them in a pan, but it's easier to do more than one at once. And that way, I can save time. I'm still going to have to do a bunch of batches, but since they each only take 3 minutes at a 450 degrees Fahrenheit oven, it's going to be pretty easy for us. Okay, those are all rolled out, pressed out into discs, put them to the side. We're going to start with the ones, just a bit of flour on those, so they don't get a crust or anything. Okay, I've put flour on the ones that are over here that I've finished shaping so that we can set them to the side while we roll out the other ones. We're going to start with this guy here and roll it out. Trying to keep it roughly round, I suppose. Pita shaped. I'm not good at rolling things so that they stay perfectly round, as you saw in my pizza. And once we get this to basically 9 inches diameter, or 8, then we're good. The key is getting it really nice and thin. I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to do a second one, because that's all we can fit on our pan at the same time. And we don't want to let this sit too long before it goes in the oven. So there's one of them. Let that rest while I start the other, and then I might roll that out a little bit more to get it bigger. You'll find that a lot of the time they get tense and they start springing back on you. It's because you're working out a lot of gluten through these things. It's a really tense structure. It kind of elasticizes things. It's that protein in a lot of doughs and things that make it nice and chewy. And you're going to be using a lot of that in pitas. Okay, these would be fine if we wanted smaller ones, but I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more size on these. There we go. Okay, these are kind of janky because I'm not that good at rolling. And I messed up the corner on that one. But that's our secret. Comment below if you know how to do this better than I do. I'll take any tips and tricks. Now that we have the two of these, I'm going to get some into the oven. You're putting these directly onto the pan that you have in your 450 degree oven. And then you're going to leave them in there for literally 3 minutes. By the end of that process, you should see them puffing up. That means that they're done. Take them out, start your next ones. So I'm going to see you guys when those are done in the oven. Until then, enjoy. Here they are after 3 minutes. My first 2 attempts didn't turn out quite that well, but I've got another set in the oven right now. I'll check back in with you guys after they're all done. And there we go. Now that the last 2 are out of the oven, we now have ourselves 7 homemade pita breads for us to enjoy our dinner with. I'm going to have mine with a lamb stew. I'll link one of my recipes for that below if you guys want to check it out. But overall, I think I've done fairly good for a homemade attempt at it. Some of them turned out pretty well, and other ones are, well, they're going to be great with stew is the best I can say. So try it yourself. Let me know how your recipe turns out. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks. I know I can do these on a pan on a stovetop. Just doing in the oven, I could do 2 at a time instead of just 1. Mine didn't actually turn out that well this time. I've had them turn out better before. I think I needed a little bit more moisture in there, but I'll practice and then see how it turns out. Either way, have a great night. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment below, and enjoy. Bye.